Hello, everyone. You are welcome to 16 Days, 16 Voices. And today we're going straight into our universities. So universities actually are supposed to be a place of learning, growth, and opportunities. But these days, for too many young girls, they actually fear the classroom. And that is because of the sexual harassment that is perpetuated by higher authority. And if you're wondering who are these higher authorities, the lecturers, professors, and even supervisors, and so much more. And of course, we know this hidden abuse of power actually has the power to silence them and also scar their future and their dreams. Now, we are going to be confronting this uncomfortable truth in this episode. And joining us is someone whose identity is hidden. And for that reason, we're also going to be changing her name just to protect her and for her safety. So today, let's say we are going to be calling her Aisha. Aisha is actually a survivor of sexual harassment within the university system. Hi, Aisha.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very fine, and you?
I'm fine, thank you. All right, Aisha, so what's your story?
Okay. Being a survivor of sexual harassment, I have had quite a difficult time sharing because, the society doesn't provide a safe space to share our stories out there. But then sexual harassment with me started from childhood. It's not something new from the university, which I've endured for a while. But then come to date, I feel like my voice needs to be heard. It needs to be heard. And yeah, so with my experience from childhood, I had a very bad one with a neighbor who tends to be my mom's very close friend, and he harassed me in a way that I was confused as a kid. And at that time, I was suffering from a particular illness, so I think that was also a part of it that made him do that. Right. So my mom isn't around, and this man comes to our house. At the time, I was in the bathhouse. Right. And then he comes to the house, knocks, and nobody answers. At that point, I was done bathing, so I had to come out. And then he says, "Where's your mom?" I'm like, "She's gone to the market, she's not around." And with the response, I expected that he'd go back because whoever he's looking for isn't around. So I assumed he had left. And then I entered my room because I know I'm the only one there. I took off my towel. And then for me to see, someone raises our curtains, and here's the man. I was just stunned. I couldn't speak.
How old were you?
I was somewhere 12 or 11.
Okay.
Yeah, I was scared. I couldn't even speak. I was just shocked. And then I'm like, "What are you doing here?" He says, "Oh, don't worry. I'm not here to harm you." Then he goes further to me and then touches my breast. And I started crying. I couldn't even talk. Then he leaves. My mom comes home and then I'm like, "Mama, your friend so-and-so came here to do this and I didn't like what he did." And then the response from my mom is, "No, he didn't do that. He can't do that. No. Maybe he was just joking." I'm like, "He touched me. It's not about a joke." She says, "Whatever." And then I keep it within. I didn't bother talking to her about it. And then here I am, my mom's younger brother. That's my uncle. He comes to stay with us for a while. And nobody is home. He's touching me. And I'm like, this being my mom's brother, talking about it wouldn't help me. So let me just keep it to myself.
Because your mom didn't do anything about the first one.
Yeah, who is just a friend.
Who was just her friend.
Yes.
And now because she didn't do anything about that, you now kept this one that is with your uncle.
Oh, yes.
You now kept it inside
to myself. Like, no need sharing this. Yeah. So I've really had this in my heart, but then I haven't spoken to her about it. And then somewhere in 2021, I was done with senior high school. But then I still went through the harassment in JHS. I had this teacher who would cane me because I didn't accept his proposal. Cane me very much. High school. Yeah, junior high school. And God being so good, he harassed a student in the sense of even raping her. And he was expelled from the school.
So that could have been you.
Yes, he was expelled. I was very happy about it. And like here currently he's out of the country, so he's living his life somewhere.
I don't think he's living his life. I don't think he's living his life. I'm sure, karma will be chasing him.
Oh, I hope
pray he's
so.
not
I
living
hope
his
so.
life in an exciting manner.
Yeah.
He repents and
I pray so too.
But now, so this happens at home.
Yeah.
Then you move to junior high, and then you experience something like that
Same.
again, and now you are in the university.
Exactly.
Let's talk about what happened in the university and how it all started.
Okay. So entering the university, my aim was to just learn hard because I sat home for a while, and then I was so glad I'm coming to school. Yeah. Although watching movies and all that's about uni, we do see them, but then I didn't expect it to be something I'd also go through.
Yeah.
So entering university, I also went in late. I mean, the admission time, I went in late and then made some few friends, which a student harassed me. But then I took it lightly,
Yeah, because it's your peer.
Yeah. And then this lecturer comes in and then says he likes me. But then fear of being punished in a sense that my grades could be tampered with. Yeah. I got scared.
But did he ever threaten you?
Yeah, he did. In a form of a joke. That that I mark your papers right. I can work with your grade, right? And I laugh about it. But within, I was very scared. Yeah. So I was thinking, should I play along with this lecturer, or I should just tell him my mind and then move on? Then it keeps ringing in my head. What should I do next? So the stupid step I took was play along, which I shouldn't have started with. Play along, because I was so scared to get my grades down. And he once... So I used to help him with his books, take it to the office with him. So going there, then he offered, oh, I want to do this with you. And I'm like, I can't do that with you.
Oh, you want to have sex with you?
Yeah. I said, I can't do that. Then he goes by, oh, you think that I have a lot of females in the school that I'm doing this with? No, you're special to me and I can't do that to you. I really do like you. That's why I'm doing this with you.
And he knew you were Muslim?
Yeah, he did. And you know what fascinates me? I don't dress in a way that I appear sexual.
Yes, yeah.
I don't do that.
Yeah.
I'm always fully covered. Modest, yeah. Yes, and there are a lot in the class who don't dress the way I do. Yeah. They really do expose themselves. But he didn't approach anyone. So I felt like, no, the devil is trying to use me somehow. So I begged him so much that, please, don't do this.
You begged him?
Yeah, in the office, because we're in a confined space and nobody was there, and it's his word against mine or mine against his.
Right. So did you report to anybody in the school?
I couldn't. Why? I couldn't, because I didn't trust any of them. Because I realized that the few people that I thought were authoritative in the school and could take matters up were his friends.
Wow.
Yeah, so I didn't want to bother myself.
So how has this actually shaped the way you see authority in the school, or let's say authority figures in education?
Okay, so most of them use their power to exploit students, use that to abuse students, and I don't see the system to be working so well for us. Yeah, I feel like the power they had that they could have channeled into educating and empowering us has been channeled into abuse, sexual abuse. And I don't see it to be right in the university.
So there are a lot of people like you that actually carry the shame and the guilt, you know, especially for these authorities, chasing them and always trying to threaten them. Did you feel pressure to stay silent, or did you ever feel like you needed to talk to someone but you couldn't talk to anyone?
Yes, I felt pressured
to be silent.
Yeah.
Why?
Because, in this society, once you come out, being the victim, you are seen as a troublemaker. Why should it always be you?
Yeah.
Why are you always sexualized? Like,
wow.
You are the problem.
So did you think, okay, because my mom did not do anything when I was younger, but society would also blame me?
Yes, because I felt like even if I couldn't speak with authority, my parents were a safe space for me. But then looking at what I've been through with them, I couldn't open up to them. I had to keep it to myself.
So did this ever affect your academic journey?
It did.
How?
At a point, I wanted to quit school. Yes.
What?
I wanted to quit school. Yeah. My best friend will attest to that. I really wanted to quit school because I felt like this is not something I planned on coming to start with. This is not it. What I imagined school to be is not what I'm facing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did it also affect your mental health? And
Yeah, it did. It did. It really did. I cried a lot in my hostel. They say, Aisha, what is wrong? What's going on with you? And my friends, close people know that I'm a very lively person. I like to joke a lot. But then it got to a point, this was not me anymore. I was always quiet, not socializing with people.
Right.
And it really affected me. I didn't like it that way.
So did it also affect how you saw other lecturers?
Yeah.
Like, say male lecturers.
Yes. Because the me that I know would always want my lecturers to see me. Oh, this student is brilliant.
Right,
There are opportunities I can give to this student. But I didn't even want to have anything doing with anybody.
Yeah.
I didn't want it. No.
So research actually shows that many cases of sexual harassment, especially in universities or schools, go unreported. So what do you think people are afraid of really? Why is everyone afraid to speak up when these happen in schools?
Yeah, because I feel like most reported cases are not put into action. They leave the perpetrators. They feel like this issue reported, it happens. It's not new. You're not the only person.
Right.
It's not new. Face it. And yeah, basically that. They don't make students feel safe around.
Right.
To be able to talk about what.
Okay, let's talk about Ghanaian university settings, right? I don't want to talk about, I don't want to box everyone in a box.
Yeah.
But let's just say the university settings. Do they have anything that shows that, okay, sexual abuse is a crime or sexual harassment is a crime?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, at my school, there are labels everywhere. Anywhere you pass, you see it. Sexual harassment is not allowed in this school. And then there's a little writing about it, what sexual harassment is. Everywhere in the school. At the washroom side, it's everywhere. That's come and report it if you find yourself in a space like this. But then the system isn't working. It's not working. I think it's just camouflage. Oh, this school is really doing well with sexual harassment and everything, but then no.
What about the student unions, SRC? Did you ever try to talk to anybody in the SRC?
So myself, I tried running for a position because I felt like women voices weren't heard, even though women have been in the leadership roles, but then I never see them helping with that. Because most of them give in to the lecturers. So why are you complaining about it? It's normal. Face it and move on.
Wow.
Yeah, because I remember speaking to one lady.
If you had won your position, what would you have done?
I would have implemented that policy because it was part of my policy. I will create a channel where females feel safe to be able, even if it could be anonymous, you don't necessarily have to come and show your face to the world. Yeah. And then I'll channel it through the right places. Yeah, so it was part of my policy.
Wow. If you had to change anything, what would it be in schools?
Change. We can't fully boycott male lecturers in the school. It's not possible.
Okay.
It's not possible. But then I think that, okay, so in a space where I feel like all lecturers are interconnected. They are friends. I feel like the government should provide counselors out of the school space who are not in the school to listen to the students. Because in a way, we will feel a bit safer. Okay, this person has nothing to do with this lecturer, so I feel okay to talk to them. So I think they should provide people like that.
Right. Yeah. Your story is actually very touching because it feels like you never had any breaks.
Yeah, I never did.
From childhood down to high school, now the university. But how are you doing?
So I've been to therapy for some months, and I think I'm recovering well. But then the flashbacks, they don't sit right with me.
Yeah.
The number of times you go to therapy, at that moment you feel okay, but then you go out of the space and then you are back to it. Yeah, they don't fully clear from your mind.
Yeah, healing is a step by step process.
And then it's not always the sexual harassment that's the problem. Who it is coming from? Yeah, it's mostly the problem. Yeah, because I left one out. I had this encounter with my religious leader, someone I thought was a leader that everybody looked up to. I actually saw the man to be an angel. I won't lie.
As a Muslim girl.
Yeah. Use that advantage that, oh, you this girl, you're very brilliant. I want you to teach you more about Islam so you can impact knowledge in the women. And I took it. And I stopped going to this Islamic lecture. And my dad keeps asking me, why
are you not going?
And I'm like, he's not around, he's traveled, he's not around. That is the excuse that I kept giving. And till date, I don't go again. Not because I don't want to learn more. But I felt like if the Islamic leader could do this, like, what am I going to find over there?
Have you told your dad?
For that, my mom is away.
And what did she say?
So this person I'm talking about is someone that a lot have encountered with him. And let me put it that I've not seen. But with what so I wasn't there when it happened. But then with the consequences and then what I'm hearing, he's made a few mad.
Oh.
Yeah. He doesn't just work with religion. That's what he's using.
Right.
But that's not what he does. Made a few mad, and then there's one guy actually that I've been seeing. He's now a drunkard because he warned the guy.
Right. So now you have the fear of speaking out about it publicly.
Yes.
Because you do not want him to do anything spiritual to
me.
you.
Yes. And my mom is scared of that too. Because personally, I wanted to do it, talk about it. Because during this Friday preachings, I wanted to one day, whilst he's preaching, I just raised my hand. I want to ask a question.
So now your mom knows about it, but now no one can speak about it because of the fear of what he might do to you spiritually.
Exactly.
Because of the things you've heard that he's done to others spiritually.
Yes.
This is a lot to handle.
Yeah. So with me, I don't think I feel safe anywhere.
And I guess that's where we are, embarking on this 16 Days, 16 Voices series.
Yeah.
Because it's all about the fight against gender-based violence against women and girls. Yeah. And for you to say you do not feel safe anywhere as a girl or as a lady or as a female, it's actually very, very, very heavy.
Very.
And I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. Well, and if you had the chance to tell someone something, especially when it comes to change, who would that be and what would that be along the whole 16 days of activism?
Okay. So before I come to the change, I want all victims out there to know that they are not alone. They are not alone and their voices will be heard one day. It's up to them to speak up through the right channels.
Right.
And then with the channels, I hope that they take these matters very seriously, because one way or the other, it shapes us, the way we come out. You may not be this, but due to certain circumstances, you may tend to be that. So I feel authorities, lecturers, people in power to use their power for good things and not exploiting students or females.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Aisha. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking to Aisha, who is actually a sexual harassment and abuse survivor. She has been through a lot. She's shared her story. It all started from when she was a child, then went to high school, it still continued, then went to university, it still continued, then even in the religious, setting, it still continued. Well, she's in therapy right now, and there are so many people like Aisha out there that are going through the same thing. But she has come out to share her story, to inspire another, and to also let the world know that it can actually be a better place, but we all need to work together. Anyway, thank you so much, and hope to see you on the next episode.